too. We've seen you be consistent this year, even before Saturday. What's been key for you this season so far?
So far this season, it's really been a lot more mental than it is physical. Mentally each week preparing on, those Tuesday practices where I get majority of my work in, and then refining that on Wednesday. And then from there, it's mostly mental on Thursday and Friday for me. So it's just getting those reps in, visualizing it for me on the sidelines, and each rep, we only get maybe 5 during a week in practice. So making sure all 5 of those really count.
Could you walk us through your 47-yarder in the wind there? What your thought process was and everything?
Yeah, so, warming up, that was the only side we were able to kick on. So I got a lot of kicks into the wind, and I saw how it was really impacting the ball. So when we jogged out there, I always wait for Crawford to get the spot, and then I whispered in his ear as we're right there, just wait for the wind to die down a little bit. So I knew it was going to affect the kick, and I just told him, hey, whenever you feel like it's dying down a little bit, snap the ball. So, I have full faith and trust in him and Brady and all the guys on the line to do their job. So it was really just getting that timing down and giving it my all, really.
Did it feel like it died once it got up there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, typically it doesn't take that long for the refs to, signal it's good or not. So, yeah, I, kicked it. I saw it was going right down the middle. Turned around to do my handshake with Crawford, and he was still staring at it. So I looked back at him. Is it there yet? And it still needed a little bit more time to get there, so yeah.
Your second field goal, 49, you had the wind at your back.
Mhm.
Does that sometimes make it difficult when it's at your back, dude, to do something to the ball?
Yeah, it definitely can. It just emphasizes, your misses. So, everything is an exact science in kicking and punting. So if anything's wrong and you're going with the wind, it'll just, create that much more of a problem. So it definitely can get to you, but, that's why we work effortlessly on those.
What does it mean to you to be named Special Teams Player of the Week for the conference?
It's definitely extremely special. I was not expecting it at all. But, it's something that comes with all the preparation and the work we do, and I'm proud of, Brady, Crawford, and our guys up front to do their job and allow me to do mine. And it's not something that we're ever focused on, but when it comes like that, it's very gratifying.
You talked about the mental approach
Yep.
in it. Given the fact that you guys hadn't scored in the first half and that was the first drive of the third quarter, was that part of your process at all, knowing the importance of getting some points at that time?
Yes, I try not to put that pressure on myself or on my teammates. We go out there and do our jobs. I would like, more first half kicks. A lot of extra points would be nice. But that's why I'm in the position I'm in, and the team relies on me to make those kicks. So I was happy to be able to kickstart our offense a little bit.
What is your routine or process? I know a lot of kickers do different things to kind of get themselves into that right mental space before a kick. Do you have a certain thing that you go through or a certain process that you do?
Yes, so, I always talk to Crawford. We like to keep things nice and relaxed before the kick. And so I'll talk to him right before taking my steps. And then once I'm back in my steps, I'll pick out my target line. And then after that, I'm just waiting for the signal from Crawford. And at that point, I'm just locked in on the key that I have to start my process. I'm really trying to push everything else out, and 86,000 fans at Nebraska can be intimidating, especially all wearing that nice red that they have. So it can get to you, but, that's when I push that out for 3 seconds, really, is what requires to do my job. So for those 3 seconds, I really just have to be locked in, dialed in on what Crawford's doing, and trusting that they'll do everything that they can do right, and leaving it up to me to do the rest.
The kick game and the punt game all had a good weekend. Were you guys aware of that afterward? Kind of celebrate that?
Yeah, definitely. But, I think we just have such high expectations for ourselves that when something like that happens, we're pleased with it, that we did our job and everything, but it's not something that we need to be overly excited about, because that's why we're here. Dragan all season has been phenomenal on kickoffs, and Crawford has been doing his job to the best of his ability and really putting our defense in great positions. So, I mean, I didn't think it was anything new really for us. I think it was just the ability to showcase it at a different level and really when it was more important in the game.
Can you walk us through how you come up with the celebration with Crawford?
That was when I first got here, and it was just I saw Dragon and him had their own celebration, and I used to have one back at Kent with my holder and snapper, so it was just something natural that we came up with one day in the summer of 21, and just stuck with it since.
You talked about, when you first got here, about the dream of kicking in the Big Ten. How do you kind of look at that now that you're living it?
I mean, dreams are always dreams for a reason. There's always a new one, and you got to keep chasing that. So I just learned to not be comfortable with where I'm at and keep chasing perfection, really.
I think it was tied your record here at 49. Is that right?
I think I had a 50 last year.
Okay, sorry, excuse me. What do you feel like your max is in ideal circumstances?
I mean, I'm very confident myself. Today it was extremely windy at practice, so I had the ability to kick 60 and beyond. But really, whatever the team needs, I want to be able to have that faith and have that trust that Coach Fleck has in me to, when an important kick is needed, that he won't blink an eye and just send me out there to get some points on the board.
It's supposed to be quite a bit colder come Saturday. How do you prepare for that as a kicker? What do you try to avoid or do differently at all?
So in the past, I've always looked ahead at the forecast and whatnot and tried to prepare differently for it, but you really can never predict the weather, that I've learned. So I try to stay away from that, and on the game day, me, Dragon, Jacob Lewis, we'll all talk back and forth and what we're feeling and what we think works best and whatnot. The cold really doesn't let the ball travel as far, so that could be a factor, but other than that, form, technique, all that stays the same.
What's the soccer background in your family? I know that you've got a few soccer players. Did you play yourself growing up?
Yep. So it started with my cousins. They were 4 years older than me, so they started playing soccer a lot earlier, and then my family just followed in that path, and me and my siblings all played soccer growing up, and it was really in high school where I started kicking and, fell in love with that and realized it could take me to the places I wanted to go in life.
Anything else from Matthew? All right, thanks, Matthew.
Thank you.